is an honor to have one of the all-time greats, certainly on a day of an All-Star game in Cincinnati. Joining me here on the show, it's Johnny Bench. How are you, Johnny?
I couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. It's a great week up here. I've had a great time. I've just came again from Fan Fest to enjoy all the things going on. It is just amazing what Cincinnati has done. It's just a fabulous time, and I'm glad I get a chance to talk to you.
Yeah, and like I said, it is an honor to talk to you, Johnny. The way that you played the game, what you stand for, and all the years since then. As I said, this is a thrill for me. And last night, what a moment! We just talked about it with Peter Gammons. He said he's been to 40 All-Star games. He's never seen a city put on a show and be so proud of it. And I'd love to give you the floor about what the Cincinnati Reds fans are doing there this week, Johnny.
Well, I think what we learned in '88 was the fact for the last All-Star game, and I think the city figured it out. They need to help embrace, the All-Star game along with the Reds. And Bob Castellini is the owner of the Reds, is a man who will not accept just sort of mediocrity. He wants it done right, wants it done perfect. He wants the best show on earth. And, they go and they look at the other All-Star games and they attend and they see, well, how can we do it better? And that's how it continues to get better. But this city really has just embraced it. The Fan Fest is fabulous. The parade downtown now and starting and going down to the ballpark. Should be some storms starting about 3 o'clock till then about 6 clearing out, and the game should be perfect.
Oh, great.
We should be just fine for that. But I'll tell you, Cincinnati has a chance just really to show itself off of all the events that it has and all the attractions like the zoo and Kings Island, and now that they're building down here on the banks. And, it's a place where people can gather and enjoy themselves, and really so close to downtown and the convenience of what it is. And another big plus for us is the fact that we have Columbus, Indianapolis, Louisville, Lexington, things that are within a 2-hour drive. And so a lot of these people are coming in, and they're wired up after all the things are over. They just drive back home. And so it's easy for them to get in and out of. And 80% of our attendance came from outside of Cincinnati. So these have been really regional fans with a devotion to the Reds.
I'm on the phone with Johnny Bench. Johnny, we just mentioned moments ago on my show, this is the 45th anniversary. It was 45 years ago today that the All-Star game in Riverfront went down and ended in the 12th inning with Pete Rose barreling into Ray Fosse. That was 45 years ago today. And I know you were there that day. What was your memory and perspective of that play at the time, Johnny?
Well, with Jim Hickman and the base hit, it was just amazing. That was just, we wanted to win so bad. And Warren Giles used to be the National League president, and he would come in with a raw speech. He didn't want the American League to win ever. This is what we're here for. We're going to show them who's the best league. It was the Newt Rockne speech. And so when Pete, I felt so bad for, Ray Fosse, who was a good friend, and had actually been to dinner at Pete's house the night before. So it was a thing where, unfortunately, it is the game's on the line. The catcher has to be there. The ball may be a little bit late. Pete started to head first slide, stumbled a little bit, and then came up. And unfortunately, that's what did the undoing which really hurt. Ray was one of the great catchers, and his future was going to be really bright. Maybe a Hall of Fame career. He was that good. So, but we won. It was, it was sad the way it ended, but it was great because we won, and that was the most important part.
Yeah, and now it's a different time where there really isn't a league versus a league and pride in that sort of regard. And the importance, in a way, many people believe is ginned up with this whole concept of home field advantage of the World Series on the line. What do you think about that, Johnny?
I kind of wish it would go away. I think there's, we do have, if we're going to make it a fan vote and all these people are voting for all these people to be on the team and we want stars to be there, we need to have a lot of players in the game. But, quite honestly, Rich, 1968, I was elected to the team. I got to catch the ninth inning. 69, I batted 3 times as a catcher. So, that's pretty cool. To get 2 or 3 at bats and try to, redeem yourself if you're making it out the first time up and everything else. I know, okay, fine, Game 7's important, but we're seeing now that the fact that they're choosing leagues or choosing, it used to be American League, National League. Now next year it's in San Diego. And so they're, it's sort of like you think there's a home field advantage because you bat last, but I just like to see, I want to see these young kids. I want to see these stars that are the future of baseball. And we've got, we saw Pedersen last night. We've got Bryant. I can't wait, just to see Trout and so many guys. And then, stories about guys who are having, their best years, and the managers have chosen them because of their efforts. And it is amazing to win or to be an all-star. Put that on your resume, and that's what the real crux of this is. I think it's, yes, they are contesting. Every player that goes up there is trying to get a hit. Every pitcher is trying to get an out, and so I think that's not going to change. I don't think anybody just grooves one for anybody. So I just think the fans they're owed the fact that they need to see these young guys, and whether you have to bring somebody in. They want to see Aroldis Chapman finish up the game. I can tell you that, and come in for the game and be the game be on the line. And the other day in Miami, he threw 103, so you can tell he'll be pumped up.
Yeah, and you mentioned Mike Trout's name. I'm on the phone with Johnny Bench right here on the Rich Eisen show. You mentioned Trout's name. He was on the show yesterday, and he even admits, he hears the names that he's compared to, and the one that people throw out there is Mickey Mantle. I mean, you know the Mick. You're a fellow Oklahoman.
My idol.
So, what do you think? Do you think Trout has some of Mantle's game in him?
Yes,
Johnny.
Yes. He's got the average. There was nothing better than watching Mickey take off and run. There's nothing better than watching Trout. I think Trout is a better athlete by far, just for the fact that of his defensive prowess. Nobody could switch it like the Mick, but for him to be in the situation he's in and his highlight reel every time he's in the outfield, he plays the game with such abandon. He's what we all really like. As former players, we like to watch guys. We like to watch the Royals play. We like their Gordon. We like to watch Kane. We like to watch guys and Salvador Perez, and seeing the growth of the new catchers in the league, and Yadier being there. So Buster Posey, he won my Johnny Bench Award, the College Catcher of the Year. And so you have some connection, but you also, hey, I'm a fan. And we all are fans, and we appreciate great players and the way they go about themselves, the way they participate every game. And so it's going to be fun tonight.
And you're going to have a nice moment with Joe Morgan, Pete Rose, and Barry Larkin tonight, Johnny. Is Pete nervous that he's not going to get in the Hall of Fame? Can you somehow give me an idea of what's clanking around between his temples about his Hall of Fame future, Johnny?
Well, I think the commissioner spoke about the fact that he is going to set up a meeting, but he's not ready to do that. He doesn't think this is the venue of where we should do it. So, he said, I'm watching everything. I'm looking at all the files. I've got a lot of files still, and I think the All-Star game is certainly not the place that it should be. This should be focused on the All-Star game, and it should, and not just something that's been 26 years in the making. And it shouldn't be the focus of what this game is. Sure, it's the hometown thing and everything else, but it is about baseball and the All-Stars and the young people that are playing the game.
And I understand that, Johnny, and I ask, I guess, this question with an apology, but I do feel the need to ask it because I know you went into Cooperstown. I know you went into Cooperstown the year that Pete, that this whole thing was happening, and for 26 years you've been having this, and this is not your baggage. But that said, do you think Pete should be in Cooperstown, Johnny?
Well, this has been hashed over so many times, and the fact that when the rule is lifetime. I've been on two committees, Rich, to have this changed, and the commissioner actually twice has given Pete an opportunity. Okay, here's the criteria, and you have to do this, this, and this. And it didn't go. A couple of weeks after it, one of them was broken, and so tried it again. And so it's just a matter of the fact of, Pete really applying himself. If that's the case, I think that Pete has to approach this the way he approached every change of position that he had. First base, second base, third base, left field. So he's done a little bit of everything, and he had to apply himself to those positions. And that's the same thing I just want him to do for 26 years is, own up to whatever the problems are. Don't have new things coming out all the time. Apologize and beg forgiveness. And it's still, the fact that there are 11 guys on the suspension list, the suspended list. And so, the commissioner's going to address in any particular order. Is he going to start at the top or going to go up first and go on that way? So, he's being very honest about this, and Pete has to be as well. So, it's it's Pete's job and Pete's position now to step up to whatever the commissioner needs him to step up to and own up whatever problems there may have been in his career.
Before I let you go back to the proceedings, Johnny, there in Cincinnati, I know you've got an auction going on to raise some money for something near and dear to you. What is it, and how can fans get involved, Johnny?
Just left the auction. It's my section is over. A lot of my memorabilia and stuff that I'm raising money. Some of this money will go to the Johnny Bench Scholarship Fund. I have 84 kids on scholarship. I started it in '84. We give out about $110,000 a year to students in Cincinnati and my hometown of Binger, Oklahoma. And I think we had a very successful auction. Things were, here, and things were priced well. And so, the results are going to be the more kids are going to be given an opportunity. I had a dinner Sunday nights to raise money, and we raised about $35,000 or $40,000 for the fund. So in perpetuity, it's going to last a while, and I want to make sure that it's still strong when I leave.
Yeah, huntauctions.com. And I could try and find somewhere in an attic or a basement somewhere my Johnny Bench batter up that I had in my backyard, Johnny. I can donate it to the cause. I don't know if I don't know how much it's worth, but it's there in the cement. My dad put it in the cement probably like around 1975.
Are you the one that used the metal bat on it and broke the plastic balls, but then they started suing us?
Definitely not. Not that guy.
Chuck Knobloch also used it. He came up to me at an All-Star game one time and said, "Man, that batter up meant everything to me." So obviously his took a little bit better than yours. Sorry.
I don't think I had 3,000 hits in it, but there were enough. There are many glory moments where I hit it and pretended to round the bases of my backyard, Johnny.
I can imagine Yankee Stadium, some of those drives went deep over the monument.
That's right. Johnny, enjoy tonight. Enjoy the moment.
I'm going to.
And I look forward to the next time you're on the program.
Thank you so much, Rich.
You bet. That's Johnny Bench at Johnny_Bench5.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.